We back. Follow, like, subscribe. Let's get this shit show going.
Disconnect between the head coach and the GM
because
and when you have
Howie's vision.
No, Howie's a freaking moron. And there's a reason why
Howie, you not a moron.
Are you never gonna let me freaking talk? God damn, bro.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back for another episode of Birds, Beers, and BS here on the AAT Sports Network. I am your co-host, Eagle Jeff Warner, alongside Pina, who is trying to be a generic...
the Ultimate Warrior, baby. Come
geriatric
on.
version of Ultimate Warrior. I don't know what the hell this is. It's a mix between Ultimate Warrior and Gene Simmons from Kiss. I don't freaking know.
Yeah, I didn't do too well in the makeup department. But you know what?
Or the hair department.
It's hot. Well, I'm not going to put the blonde hair on. That wouldn't match well with my bronze skin. You know what I'm saying? But this is a Halloween special. Let's do this. It's scary too, right? Some scary stuff to talk about today.
Everything's scary with this Eagles organization. But yeah, we'll get into that a little bit. Eagles have been on a 2-game skid entering this week's matchup against the Detroit Lions on the road in Detroit. Yep. But first, we'd like to thank our sponsors. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Vinny's Pizza and Restaurant. Vinny's Pizza is located off of Iroquois Trail in the Old Town Shopping Center in Allentown in the Lehigh Valley. They are open Monday through Saturday, serving you their delicious Italian cuisine that includes pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and much more. Make sure to check out their daily and game day specials today, especially as sports ramping up. They are available for pickup or delivery, so order today by calling 610-395-2300 or visiting vinnyspizzapa.com. Again, that is 610-395-2300 or visiting vinnyspizzapa.com. Tell Vinny and Caesar that the Birds, Beers, and BS crew sent you over. Also, like to thank our friends at Manscaped. Make sure to use our code AATBIRDS for 20% off and free shipping. And we have a ton of great sponsors we'll get into in a little bit, but first off, Payne, it's been a couple of weeks since we got to discuss this train wreck that is the Philadelphia Eagles, but they are currently on a 2-game skid as they got dismantled last week. The score's a little bit closer than what it seems, but I'm glad I wasn't able to watch most of the game. I had to follow most of it on my phone since I was in Texas, but they do lose to the Las Vegas Raiders 33-22. Yep. The week before that, they did lose to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 28-22. So I know that you have to play the game, and there's really no automatic win, but can this team lose to the winless Detroit Lions on Sunday?
Absolutely they can. Should they? No, but yeah, I mean, any given Sunday, there's a chance. I mean, look, our defense hasn't stopped anything. This defense is weak, soft. The defensive plays being called is weak and soft, and I don't know if that's a personnel situation that Gannon has an issue putting players in certain positions, or if it's a coaching issue at this point. It's depressing, it's scary, and it's going to be a long rest of the season if this team keeps letting people in the game. Like, they make Carr look like Joe Montana, for crying out loud. What did he throw for, like 80% or something?
Above that. Derek Carr, 31-34, 323 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. and look promising for the Eagles. That opening drive, they marched right down the field, took an early 7-0 lead, and then the Las Vegas Raiders just went on a tear, scoring 30 unanswered points.
Jeez.
Offensively, the Eagles had no answer, and defensively, like you said, they couldn't control Derek Carr. They couldn't control Keon Drake, Josh Jacobs. And the Eagles just, on all phases of that game, they got outplayed, outmatched, and outcoached.
Yep, I definitely 100% agree with that. It was
granted, it was difficult it changed the whole Eagles offensive game plan when Miles Sanders went down. And he did not return the game. Nothing against Boston Scott and Kenneth Gainwell.
They're not Miles Sanders.
And look, that first drive, from what I saw, They were actually running the ball. We've
Yeah.
been bitching and complaining for weeks on end
Yep.
that Nick Sirianni is not utilizing Miles Sanders enough.
Yep.
And you saw in the opening drive what you're able to do. And I think as a head coach, he panicked.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. It sucks. The one game that we finally started to run the ball, Miles Sanders.
It was
goes
ironic.
down. Oh man, but yeah, you're right. The way running the ball, this offense, running the ball the way they ran it, the offense seemed to be more in tune with what was going on. Jalen Hurts looked a little bit better. The receivers were doing better. Everything was clicking on all cylinders, at least with that first drive.
Yeah, first drive looked nice, but all downhill from there. As the Eagles are now 2-5 in the season. We're a little bit almost at the halfway point of the year, and that's how pivotal this Sunday's game is against the Detroit Lions. That you're going up against a winless team that is beat up and really hasn't had much of a spark or hasn't really had much of a rhythm that they can show you that they can really be something. So on paper, if the Eagles play their cards right and execute properly, this should be an easy win, but nothing is easy with this football team. We go all these games this year, we thought, okay, they have a chance here, or even some of the games they weren't supposed to win.
Yeah.
The games against the Kansas City Chiefs, the Chiefs and the Buccaneers, they had opportunities to win those games, and
they let it go.
They let it go.
Yeah, they let it go. It's
because it doesn't get much easier. They come back home against the Los Angeles Chargers the following week. They go on the road to the Broncos, who I know a lot of people think they're not that good of a football team, but their record is what they say they are. And right now they're above average football team that. Yeah, the quarterback position ain't the greatest with Teddy Bridgewater, but he's getting it done for the most part.
Hey, look, I'll take Bridgewater right now over Hurts.
And then you have the Saints, and then you start getting in the thick of things with your NFC matchups. It's crazy to think that we're already halfway through the season, 2 months into the year, and as an Eagles fan, you kind of wish this was a little bit. I knew what we were getting ourselves into, but 2-5.
You didn't think it was going to be that bad.
We didn't think it was going to be that bad. We didn't think we were going to get blown out in some of these games the way we were, or lose the games that we thought we were, or the way we did.
Yeah.
It leaves a sour taste in your mouth, and you hope that this Sunday against the Detroit Lions, they can get back on the winning track and break this losing streak. But I'm not too optimistic. I'm not putting all my eggs in a basket. I'm not going to go out there and say they're going to destroy this football team.
Not even close.
Because there's nothing guaranteed with this football team until Nick Sirianni shows that he can develop a game plan, until Jalen Hurts and the offense can execute, until the defense can show that they can stop anyone.
Yeah.
For the last 5 games, the quarterbacks they have faced have completed, I think, 80% of their passes or more.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad. Now, is that personnel, or do you just think
it's both?
Yeah.
I think Gannon's like trying to send a message that, like, hey, I can't scheme properly because you guys didn't give me the proper personnel.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, as the defensive coordinator, you need to find ways to utilize the talent you have to the best of your ability.
He knew what he was getting himself into this year. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think he kind of felt it. Look, it's a major blow. You lost Brandon Graham for the season. That's a major blow to your front line and your pass rush.
Right.
You kind of felt that maybe Steve Nelson, Darius Slay, who have not played bad, but might have played a little bit better.
Yeah.
You thought you would get a little bit much more from first rookie Zach McPherson, the 3rd round selection. So you kind of felt that you were going to get more of a contribution from a lot of the younger talent.
Right.
But it's a different game from college to the NFL, and it takes time for these guys to adjust. And you've seen that with past year's rookie draft picks, with Kayvon Wallace and Davion Taylor, which are now somewhat getting some playing time. But it just shows how bad our linebackers are. They do get Kayvon Wallace back this week as he was promoted from the IR. So hopefully he can get some playing time and make some contribution.
That talk about a player that really needs to get on the field.
Well, he's going to have to because safety Anthony Harris is doubtful for Sunday's game. So it's going to come down to Kayvon Wallace and I think Marcus Epps to fill in that void for Anthony Harris, which is a major blow.
Yeah.
No matter who we're going up against with the Detroit Lions. Granted, look, they don't have Kenny Galladay anymore.
No.
They don't have a lot of big play threats. But look, they're still they're a winless football team. But look. At home for the Eagles to be on the road in a hostile environment like Detroit in that dome, anything can freaking happen.
Yeah, 2-6 can happen. 2-6. Now, if we lose to these Detroit Lions, the winless Detroit Lions, do you think heads start rolling you think at that point, Lurie says, all right, enough is enough, and maybe coaches or
I don't think he's gonna fire Sirianni.
not yet.
I don't think he'll fire Sirianni.
You think
I think he's gonna make him. He definitely Lurie's gonna start intervening. I feel if it starts getting really ugly,
yeah,
he's gonna start intervening and forcing Sirianni to either like fire coordinators or give up responsibilities or
with the play calling.
There's gonna be something. There's gonna be some type of scapegoat this season for the way this disaster is. But
Yeah.
I don't think it's everyone's like, well, they need to fire Sirianni and he's not the guy. Hurts ain't the guy, which.
I don't think Hurts is the guy either.
I tend to agree with you at this point in time, but we won't know till the end of the year. And I feel going to this season, Lurie and Howie, the way they spoke and what they said, they made it seem like they knew this was going to be a long overhaul and a long-term change.
Right.
That
it's a literal rebuild.
Yeah, this is something that's not going to be fixed overnight.
Right.
They're going to try and make this team competitive, though, which is the lack of their responsibility and the lack of what they were able to assemble this team that gives Sirianni and the coaching staff. So a lot of the blame, in my opinion, does fall on Lurie and Howie. The fact that they really didn't address the linebacking position. Yeah, they brought in some veteran free agents on short-term deals, but
Dookie.
Most of these guys really haven't made much of a contribution besides Steven Nelson a little bit.
Yeah.
And Jalen Hurts has been hot or cold week in and week out. So, and they finally got him a weapon with Devontae Smith. Yeah, Miles Sanders is now going to be out, which he was placed on the injury reserve list, and they did promote your boy Jordan Howard.
So
baby. It's going to be interesting to see. And Pino, in your opinion, who can we rely on now with Miles Sanders being out for the next couple of weeks? Do you have faith in Boston Scott? Do you have faith in Kenneth Gainwell? Or is it going to be more Jordan Howard in that power back role to try to take over that role from Miles Sanders?
I think that is what I would do or what I think they're going to do.
Whatever.
Okay, well, I would go with Jordan Howard right now as the power back, because honestly, like, if you're not gonna, you're gonna have to use all these running backs in order to fill in for what Miles Sanders did, or you can go Gainwell, but I think Gainwell, you can't put that much pressure on a rookie. You know what I'm saying? So I think go Jordan Howard, who looked pretty all right, man, in the off season, and I was surprised when they had first initially had cut him. So yeah, I want to see what Jordan Howard can do, and I think honestly, if they stick to that same game plan that they had in that first drive, I think they can surprise some teams with their offense. So yeah, I'd go Jordan Howard, and then every once in a while sprinkle in a little Boston, sprinkle in a little Gainwell. But I think just going with Jordan, the veteran running back, that's the key way to go.
And hopefully Sirianni decides to expose the Detroit Lions' weakness. They are giving up 120 yards an average per game this season on the ground. So if any game,
pound the rock.
If there's any game that they should be pounding the rock, like you said, it has to be this game. You have to build that confidence. You have to. You have an assortment of backs. Now that you bring Jordan Howard in there, you bring that change of pace back, that more of that ground and pound game, and then you have the swift elusiveness with Gainwell and Boston Scott. Utilize those guys.
Yeah.
Take the pressure off of Jalen Hurts. We've been saying this weeks in and week out that they are relying way too much on Jalen Hurts to try to be the guy that ends up hurting their offensive flow, ends up hurting their offensive game plan. They get behind way too much, and everything just gets way out of hand.
And and that's a lot of pressure to put on Jalen Hurts, who's not a very accurate quarterback to begin with. Also, running the ball keeps your defense off the field. Like let's play the clock too. You know what I'm saying? Like 3 and outs ain't helping that defense, and right now that defense can use every ounce of rest that they can get. So running the ball helps. If I see a fucking bubble screen, open this shit up again, I'm gonna fucking lose it.
And the RPO,
RPO.
The NFL is not built. You cannot build an offense and build a team around the RPO.
Nope.
There's been no Super Bowl winning teams, in my opinion, that has won a championship built around the RPO.
Wait, didn't we used the RPO?
Well, no, we used it. I'm not saying
Yeah.
teams that don't use it. I'm saying the main fact that that's our focal point of our offense.
Right.
We run the RPO, I think, like 70% of our offensive plays,
Bullshit.
which that cannot be done.
Nah.
I understand you have a mobile quarterback. You have an elusive threat with Jalen Hurts, a guy that could be that dual threat. You don't know what he's going to do.
Right.
But when you're consistently doing the RPO
It's
much as they are, and he's throwing it probably about 90% of the time, there's no fear in running the ball in the RPO. The RPO does not work in that instance.
Nope. You're absolutely fucking right. Absolutely fucking. And they count those as fucking running plays.
That's in his eyes.
Yeah.
An NFL offense the statement build of an offense, it can't be built around the RPO. You can sprinkle it in every now and then, or do it every once in a while. But the fact that they're doing it as often as they are, we're becoming a predictable offense. We're doing the same exact thing, just in a different form that we bitched about Doug Peterson for being.
Amen. You're right. So maybe the problem wasn't Doug Peterson. Maybe the problem isn't Nick Sirianni. Maybe the problem is the analytic department and
well,
no,
this is Sirianni because he's the one calling the plays.
Yeah, but
he's not going off of anyone else's opinion. In my opinion, when it comes to the play call, he's trying to get cute. He's trying to be smarter than everyone else. He's trying to think. Granted, I understand you're limited with Jalen Hurts. We know that he is not a deep ball throwing quarterback. He has no accuracy when it comes to stretching the field, which sucks when you have as much speed as they have at the wide receiver position.
And now we don't have a quarterback that can get him the ball.
which is why we're utilizing the bubble screen as much as we are also. But that becomes too predictable. See, use more of the slant. If you want to utilize their speed, mix it up.
Yeah.
See more slant patterns. Yeah, sprinkle some bubble screens in here. Sprinkle some wide or running back screens. Mix it up. Teams are finding ways to shut us down after the first quarter. Yeah, we might get a drive, but decent
people in motion.
Decent teams in the NFL find ways to adjust on the fly, which is something that the Eagles organization and the Eagles coaching staff does not do.
No, shame on y'all. Shame on y'all. It's been horrendous watching you guys. Fucking suck.
But look, this should be I don't want to say it's a gimme, but we should be destroying the Detroit Lions on Sunday. If we do not destroy the Detroit Lions, we are seriously worse off than what we originally thought. This is a team that's giving up over 28 points a game.
Yeesh.
Yeah, DeAndre Swift, he can be a solid back in this league, but he's always injury prone.
Yeah.
Jared Goff has been ever since he went from the Rams to the Lions. He hasn't looked like the same quarterback. There's a reason why the Los Angeles Rams were willing to trade him and move on from Jared Goff because they see in him that he's a major bust. We want to bitch about Carson Wentz. Jared Goff was in that same draft, and we always had the comparison between Goff, Wentz, and Dak Prescott. And
look who won.
Even at least Carson Wentz, he's somewhat coming around.
Yeah, he is.
So look, on paper, this should be a game that we should dominate, but I'm just so scared and I don't want to look too far ahead because right now with this team, there was a lot of gimme games that we thought on this schedule.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, man. Look, if we get not even blown out, if we lose to the Detroit Lions, I think the front office needs to have a soul searching moment where they all sit down and say, all right, if
we lose to the Detroit Lions, I'm sorry, Eagles fans, it's time to focus on the draft. It's really time to focus on the draft and evaluate this roster to see who's coming, who needs to go, or who's staying, who needs to go, and is Jalen Hurts really the guy?
Question: if that's the case, if we lose to the Detroit Lions and Jalen Hurts has a horrible game,
they're not benching him
at all. Really?
I don't see it.
Would you then go ahead and explore the Minshew madness?
No, because that kills any trade value for Jalen Hurts.
Gotcha.
If they decide to move on from Jalen Hurts, if they bench him, it's over.
It's over.
Everyone knows that. Look, he's not your guy, and you're eventually want to move on from him.
You're not gonna get shit for him.
So at least if the team's bad, if he picks himself up and starts playing well down the stretch, and you still don't think he's the guy, but another team feels like he might fit their system a little bit better, or they can do something more with him. Right. You might be able to get a little bit more value for him, but I honestly feel Jalen Hurts is here to stay for at least the next couple of years.
Okay. Yeah. At least
unless for some reason They go out and get one of these quarterbacks that might be available, or there's a quarterback that's mystery in the offseason that team might be willing to give up or get rid of, and they decide to pull a magical trade out of nowhere that no one expected because it sucks. We have we're going to have 3 high first-round picks.
Yep.
And there's not a one quality quarterback in the probably top 10, top 15, in my opinion.
In the draft?
In the draft.
We got to talk to Johnny about that, man.
The quarterback draft is horrible this year.
Really? That bad? I got to look into this. See,
I'm
not a big draft guy. I'll look into that.
There's a couple guys that going into the season that, they could probably be a first-round talent. The dude from Oklahoma. The dude got benched because he had a bad game in the first half of one of the games. He got benched. Look, I'm not saying you can't get quarterbacks in the first round. I just don't feel for where we're probably going to be picking, they're going to be worthy to pick. You're going to be, this draft upcoming, it's going to be a lot of stacked defensive talent. It's going to be a lot of offensive linemen, which is good because those are two positions we drastically need to address.
Yeah.
But who knows when we're going to be in this position again.
Right.
And you always want to solidify the most important position in the NFL, and that is the quarterback position.
Absolutely.
And if we don't believe Jalen Hurts is the guy, it's going to be a revolving cycle. We're going to get some decent talent, but can we get the number one? Can we get the number one quarterback in the draft? Can we get one of the top quarterbacks in the draft?
Yeah.
And we might be picking in the middle of the pack going forward, but you don't want to keep on. We don't want to keep on going through this cycle. We don't want to keep on second guessing or saying what if or is this guy the guy?
Yeah.
We want a guy in here right now so we can move forward, build around him, and get back in playoff and Super Bowl contention. Which right now ain't gonna happen for the next couple of years, in my opinion.
So you say they Hurts is the guy then? Hurts is the man.
I'm not saying Hurts is the guy.
Okay.
I'm saying they're gonna make Hurts the guy because of the lack of other options that they have at their disposal.
So yeah,
unless they go after Rodgers or Russell Wilson, which at this point, unless this team is in a win now mode,
I trade all my first round picks for Wilson.
If they're in a win now position, which they aren't, go make that trade.
Yeah.
But look, you have no linebackers. You have an aging offensive line that are kind of missing a lot of key pieces.
That's true.
You have an aging secondary. Darius Slay's like 28, 29. Rodney McLeod's on the tail end of his career. You need to fill that void. Anthony Harris is basically a stopgap. Yeah, Fletcher Cox, they gave him that big contract. He's going to be stuck here. Hargrave is playing the best of his career. You need it. You obviously don't have faith, or not faith, but you obviously haven't been able to see much from Derek Barnett. That he's on his way out after this year.
Right.
Brandon Graham probably played his last snap with the Eagles after that major injury.
Yeah.
We have a lot of holes that we need to fill, and you're not.
We got to fill those holes.
We're gonna have to fill those holes, but
fill those holes.
It just sucks because we finally have some we can get some top talent in here, but without a quarterback, you're not really gonna go anywhere. And Miles Sanders has 2 years left on his contract. At this point, they might go in dumping mode and
trade him off.
Trade him off if they believe if Gainwell. If Gainwell has a stretch run where he can show that he's a cheaper option than Miles Sanders, I have a feeling they go with Gainwell over Miles. Miles has shown that he's been inconsistent last year.
Right.
He didn't live up to the hype.
Right.
He's been injured the last couple of seasons.
Facts.
Don't get me wrong. He's a solid back, but
he's negative Miles
for the price tag that he's going to want to ask.
Yeah,
it's not going to be worth it.
Nah, you're right, and I would dump him too at that point. You know what I'm saying? That maybe look, us as Eagle fans overreact no matter what. When we're winning, we overreact. When we lose, we overreact. I knew this year, and I think all of us, I say at least 80% of us knew this year was going to be a grind. What did we think it was going to be this bad? Not really, but you know what, man? I think it's time. I think it's time to reevaluate who we have, what we have, and whatever we have of value that we can get something back for, then dump them, trade that shit. Miles Sanders, look, we're not going to miss him. We don't run the ball anyways. So I want to see, if it's from the ground up haul, then we need to get rid of some of these veterans while they have trade value now. I agree with that. Cox would be on my first on the list. Let's get rid of Cox.
I agree with you. And the fact that he comes out and look, you're the veteran. You're the veteran on this team. You're supposed to be the leader on this defense.
The leader
on this entire team. And when you're criticized by the lack of production and the ability to try to make plays against the screen game, and your response is, I don't get paid to play the screen game. I play to get sacks.
Wow.
No, you're paid to make plays.
Yeah.
I don't care what position you play. You're there to make plays. And the fact that you're getting single blocked and you still can't bulldoze these guys.
What?
Look, he needs to go.
You need to go, son. You need to go, Cox.
It's not going to happen now with that contract.
Yeah, but no one's going to take up that contract. He might restructure or something. So.
They restructured like 3 different times.
Well, we need to do it 4 different times.
They keep on pushing it down the road again.
What we need to do, we need to get younger. And maybe you're right. Maybe we're jumping the gun on Jalen Hurts. Maybe he could be the guy if someone could scheme the game better. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these play calls are questionable as fuck.
The play calls are questionable, but just looking at the eye test and looking at Jalen Hurts,
the accuracy is not there.
He's making bad throws. He's making bad decisions. He doesn't have some of the mechanics. He's making the same mistakes with his footwork and the planning and throwing. It's obviously going in his second year. If 2 different coaches and 2 different coaching staffs are teaching him up, telling him these mistakes, and watching the game tape, and he's still making them. Obviously, it's a lost cause.
Yeah, I agree.
Unless he dazzles us and proves me wrong, I don't think Jalen Hurts is the guy at this moment. I hope I'm wrong. I'm rooting for him. He's the starter for the Philadelphia Eagles, and as a fan, I want him to succeed because it helps our team succeed. Do I want to build around Jalen Hurts if we one last position we have to worry about? Yes, sure, absolutely. Build around Jalen Hurts, but he has not shown that he can be that.
No. Some of these plays, some of these throws that you're right, the eye test. He doesn't pass the eye test. He's calm, cool, collective, great leader. Not really anything bad to say about his character. The guy's a great guy, but when it comes down to the accuracy, when it comes down to like the bonehead plays, yeah, you're right, man. And to be honest with you, we're only going to go as far as Jalen Hurts takes us. So what you're seeing right now, yeah, he's young. Yeah, this guy, he's gonna make mistakes. It's not his rookie year, but technically it's his first full year off season and whatnot. So I don't mind giving the guy a little bit of a break, but there's just certain things that I can't forgive. And the deep passes that are underthrown, the double coverage thrown passes, the throwing on the run, and real stars don't do that, man. You don't see people doing that when they're supposed to be winning games. And we're not going to win games if he keeps doing it. That's for sure. And Nick Sirianni, he fertilized him. He fertilized him, and it's not working. Nick, stop fertilizing, man. Get in his face, get in his grill, yell at him. This kid's been coached his whole life. His dad is a fucking coach, for crying out loud. Like, get in his face right in front of everybody, or give the ball to Gardner Minshew.
Not happening.
I'm an advocate for that, because as soon as I seen Joe Flacco go, I was like, you know what? I feel like this is what they're trying to set up. And if he goes out there and stinks up Detroit, if we get our asses beat because of fucking Jalen Hurts, I'm saying it right now, I want Gardner Minshew in that position because I want to see what we have with him. Maybe this guy, and look, we don't know what we have. We'll see. Maybe. Hopefully. Geraldo might be back, son. I'm gonna keep Geraldo might be back. If need be, he will be back.
But look, Eagles do have a game on Sunday against the Detroit Lions. 2-5 Eagles against the 0-7 Lions. And Peanut, give me your thoughts. Give me your predictions. Do you feel the Eagles can pull it off? Is this a letdown game for the Eagles? If the Eagles lose this game, is it time to start getting the pitchforks and rioting in the streets? Give me your thoughts.
You know what? This can go either way. Either the bottom falls out, or we win a game that we should have won anyways, and there's nothing to brag about. Either or is we can't really win this game in a sense of win the fans over with this game. So if we go out there and blow them out 45-0, it doesn't matter because it's the Detroit Lions.
I disagree with you a little bit there. If they blow them out,
right?
okay, it makes me feel a little bit better about this team. If it's a grind
Right.
and like we're
We win
losing,
by like a field goal.
or it's like a fourth quarter comeback,
Okay.
then that's something you need to look at and like dissect this team and point and start pointing fingers like, hey, what is wrong with this team? And trying to figure out what is the issue even
Right.
further. And then, look, I'm not saying the Detroit Lions are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or the Arizona Cardinals or anything like that. But if any blowout in this league,
Yeah.
okay, I accept that we're not as bad as we think they are, and that's something that we could possibly build upon, build that confidence, build and build the scheme around and coaching. Everyone gains confidence from a win like that, but
Right.
I don't know if that's going to happen.
If we lose, I say the bottom falls out. At that point, you need to start evaluating every fucking player on that team. And that goes for the quarterback too. I don't care what anyone says. And this is my opinion and my opinion only. But if Jalen Hurts goes out there and stinks up the joint versus the Detroit Lions in a game that we should win, in a game that we should basically like win by double-digit points according to papers, if he goes out there and stinks it up again, at that point, as a coach, as an owner, you need to start figuring out what you have on this team. I say bring in Gardner Minshew.
What's your score?
I think the Eagles do win, but I think it's going to be a grind. I think it's going to be like a 21-17 Eagles win. It's going to be one of those games.
Look, I feel this Eagles team get off the schneid. They end this losing streak. They do beat the Detroit Lions. Look, as bad as we are not Detroit Lions bad. And this is a team that we should bulldoze over, but I don't know if it's like you said. I think it's going to be a little bit grind. I feel the lack of execution. I feel we're going to make mistakes. Possibly turn the football over. I don't know how Jalen Hurts is going to play.
Yeah.
Without Miles Sanders, we saw what happened with this offense last week when Miles Sanders wasn't out. So I'm hoping Sirianni game plans a little bit better this week with Gainwell and Boston Scott and Jordan Howard and utilize those three guys' talent to keep the opponent defense on edge. But I don't know.
What you got?
I think it's going to be a little bit higher scoring game than what you have. I have it 28-24 Eagles. I don't think it should be that close, but
it should be 35-0.
So this is both teams' defenses are absolute garbage.
Right. So it might be a fucking shootout,
but
which would be worse.
It's gonna come down to the intangibles. It's gonna come down to which team can make the less mistakes, which team can make which team's defense can cause some havoc and make some turnovers.
Yeah, I agree.
It's gonna come back to quarterback play between Jared Goff and Jalen Hurts. Both quarterbacks have been very inconsistent this season.
Yeah.
Nick Sirianni, a rookie head coach,
very inconsistent.
So it's gonna come down to a lot of things. I do think the Eagles do come out on top though, but it's not gonna be a pretty win.
No.
It's not gonna be like that Atlanta Falcons game, but a win is a win in the NFL. We'll see what happens, and maybe this is the game that turns the corner for this franchise and turns the corner for this team on this season.
Okay.
And maybe they get a little bit of a roll.
Okay.
I'm not holding my breath, but hey, you never know. But thank you again. This is an episode of Birds, Beers, and BS on the AAT Sports Network. We appreciate everyone for tuning in. Again, make sure you're following, liking, subscribing, hitting that subscription button, that notification button. Leave a review. Let us know what you think of the program and all our shows. And again, make sure you are following our YouTube channel. If you missed any of our shows or any of our program on the AT Sports Network or missed any of our Birds, Beers, and BS shows, they are all on there for you to view.
Yes,
I'd like to thank some of our sponsors, including our friends at Vinny's Pizza and Restaurant. Vinny's Pizza is, again, located off Iroquois Trail in the Old Town Shopping Center in Allentown, Pennsylvania, in the Lehigh Valley. They are open Monday through Saturday, serving you their delicious Italian cuisine that includes pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and much more. Make sure to check out their daily and game day specials today. They are available for pickup or delivery by ordering at 610-395-2300 or visiting vinnyspizzapa.com. Again, 610-395-2300 or vinnyspizzapa.com. Again, we'd like to thank our friends at Manscaped. Use our code AATBIRDS for 20% off and free shipping at checkout at manscaped.com. I'd like to thank our friends 99jersey.com. Use our code AATBIRDS20 for 20% off discount at checkout. And again, make sure you are supporting us at AATSportsNetwork.com/shop. We have tons of great designs, a lot of great gear of all our shows on the AAT Sports Network, including Birds, Beers, and BS gear. So support us. Send me a picture. If you buy some of our gear, send me a picture. We'll give you a shout out. We appreciate everyone's support.
Yes,
I'd like to thank our friends at Statement Games for a fun, free twist on fantasy sports. That referral link will be in the description of the episode. So if you're interested in that, you have a chance to win tons of great prizes, gift cards, all that stuff. It is free to sign up. So again, make sure to check them out, statementgames.com. And then last but not least, thank our friends at oddsjam.com using their arbitrage calculator to make sure you don't lose money on gambling on all sports. So make sure to check them out. They'll help you win those bets. And again, if you or someone you know does have a problem or a gambling addiction, make sure to contact 1-800-GAMBLER. Again, 1-800-GAMBLER if you have any issues with that. So again, Peanut, thank you again for another great show as always.
Same to you, Jeff.
Again, thank you for everyone for tuning in. We'll be back hopefully next week talking about an Eagles victory, but hey, we're not holding our breath.
I might wear a bag over my face. If we lose, there will be a bag over my face for that show.
Follow me on Twitter at Jeff Warner NFL. Follow Peanut at Party Doll Dave 1. And again, we'll be back next week here on Birds, Beers, and BS. But as we say here, the closeout every show, drink him if you got him.
Attention, listeners across the galaxy, all the way from Australia to Houston. Do we have a pube problem? If so, our friends at Manscaped have cleared you for takeoff with their 4th generation and brand new Lawnmower 4.0. Kick your pubes to the next planet with the Performance Package 4.0. The orbits in your pants will feel like you're in zero gravity when you use the best tools for the job from the leaders in male grooming. Join the 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped and get your rocket ready for takeoff by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the code AATBIRDS. Ready for an out-of-world experience, fellas? Look no further than the Performance Package 4.0 from Manscaped that has just taken off in not only the USA, but Canada, the UK, across Europe, Australia, South Africa, and Singapore. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold your whole solar system. First, scheduled for liftoff, new Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer. This spaceship is here to guide you on a journey to trim your body, balls, butt, and even Uranus. This 4th generation trimmer also features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 has a 7,000 RPM motor, a new multifunction on-off switch, can engage a travel lock, and is even waterproof. The Lawnmower 4.0 also has a 4000K LED spotlight you can turn on and off when needed for a more precise shave throughout your travels across the universe. The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker. It's like having a little astronaut to chop your worst weeds up top in your nose and ear. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof and uses a 9,000 RPM motor-powered 360-degree rotary dual-blade system. This nose and ear hair trimmer provides proprietary skin-safe technology, which helps prevent nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate holes. Don't forget to use Crop Preserver ball deodorant and their Crop Reviver to help your little planets be on their A-game while feeling the sun's heat. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0. The Manscaped Boxers, and the Shed Travel Bag. Abort hairy balls and Buzz Lightyear that Woody with Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code AATBIRDS at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code AATBIRDS at manscaped.com. For a clean trinity and beyond, your spaceballs will thank you.